We brought down the borrowing of government on treasury bills from 16% where we were when we had the conversation. Now the TB rate is 8.5% from 15. Your interest rates to CAL is still at 18%. Please explain to me. You know? I mean, that's the question, you know? You told me, Mr. President, reduce borrowing by government because if you are borrowing at 15, we cannot lend to CAL at lower. Now, I have done my part. I have reduced borrowing on TB bills now to 8. I have actually reduced it by half. You are still, explain to me, why are you still at 18% to CAL, please? This is really the conversation we must have. And I appreciate that the banks are lending to the MSME sector. You've just told us you have lent 81 billion shillings. Part of that lending is to CAL and others. But you see, you need to be fair, because you're making good profits. And I have no problem with making good profits. But surely, you should consider your customers. I think we must be deliberate about reducing interest rates. And the public is asking. The governor of Central Bank, Kamau Thuge, has been discussing with banks. And banks have told us, we are going to reduce interest rates. We are going to reduce interest rates. We want you to match what you're saying with what you do, so that the sector can benefit more. And for your information, apart from cutting down on our expenditure, improve our savings, we will make it easier for resources to be available, to be lent, patient money to be lent, and then we can manage the interest rates to come down. So that people like Carl and all these other people in the Juakali sector can borrow at lower interest rates. Finally, it shouldn't be the place of government to lend the money. It is the place of banks. But because the banks are stuck, now we have KIE, we're trying to manage interest rates at 10%. We have Hustler Fund at 8%. We're trying to do all manner of interventions because the people who are supposed to do this, my good brother from Equity Bank, you need to do it better, and we are going to work with you to see how we can do it better. So I just thought maybe I should intervene just on that issue of being deliberate about creating jobs and supporting the MSME sector, and also trying to see how we can bring down interest rates so that they can employ more people, they can do better, and they can earn from their living and expand their enterprises and grow our economy.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I think our financial partners, you've taken that challenge, and the push is to get to single-digit interest rates. When we had a conversation with Equity, you said now you understand Hustler Fund, and you're willing to graduate within that collateral frameworks that we discussed. Maybe just a minute on that.
Thank you, Madam PS. Your Excellency, a week ago, our GCO did lead our delegation to the ministry, and personally I got the first-hand experience to understand the Hustler Fund. When I see you talk about Hustler Fund on TV and what Madam PS told me, I got, if I had to do an exam, I'll get A in that exam. So what we reviewed with Madam PS is out of the 26 million members on Hustler Fund, the government has done grading. So we have the 9 million who have been upgraded, and we're looking at splitting those into two. So we have the 4.6 million who are grade 1. So we are working to do an enhancement so that we can incorporate them into full banking. And our GCO gave a commitment of 1 month that we should be coming to you to demonstrate how we've upgraded the 4.6 from Hustler Fund into the mainstream banking. And he also gave a commitment that we have the second level of the 4.4 million. As part of our Equity Group Foundation, we'll have an incubator program to take them through the process of how to move from the listing phase that they were and move into proper banking. So our commitment was to then have all the qualifying members from Hustler Fund to move into our digital lending program. And to just emphasize our digital lending program, MSMEs can qualify up to 5 million shillings and they can borrow that digitally. So that was our commitment from the GCO to the Madam PS. And they are co-chair of that program. Thank you.
Excellency, in the interest of time, allow me just a minute to bring in a development partner, GIZ, who's also talk about their commitment on behalf of all development partners. The reason being, when we talk about development partner support, what comes to GIZ, is there someone pass the mic to her, please? Irene, you can stand up and get the mic. It's only 20% comes through our budget, 80% they implement directly. So we're trying to see how do we also get to have sight of the programs they support and how do we align them to our priorities, so then we get to start witnessing impact in the MSME sector. And I really want also to speak about your plans for capacity building. Thank you.
Thank you so much, PS Susan, Your Excellency. I would want to say that what GIZ is doing is only making what is good already better. The government of Kenya has already done a lot in terms of supporting MSMEs to grow, and that's also our intention, to facilitate that process that has already been started by the government of Kenya. So broadly from the development partner side, we are looking at the pain points of MSMEs. What are the key pain points? One of them is financing, which has already been discussed extensively. For sure, a lot can be done by the government. A lot has been done by the government. And what the development partners will do is basically provide some facilitation in terms, for example, there before, when there was the issue of the credit guarantee schemes, you'd find the likes of World Bank, KfW coming in to support government to move forward that process, and also have in place policies that will really support that space. When it comes to markets, yeah, and PS Regina has mentioned a lot that the government is doing in terms of that. But we know business all ends at trade. If you show me the market, then as an SME, I'm able to work towards meeting the needs of that market. And what GIZ is doing and other development partners is supporting the Kenyan MSMEs through the government of Kenya to exploit markets, both internal and external, in the region and also in other countries like US and also in Europe. PS Susan, if I was to talk about also the bit about capacity development, I'll delve deeper into it when I'm talking about what GIZ does. Again, ILO has already said what they do, and also GIZ and others are also working in that space, but I'll talk more about that. And maybe a fourth one, if you look at our SMEs, there's also the bit about innovation. What exactly are we doing to create new products? Or is it just business of, if so-and-so has a boutique and that's doing well, I also go ahead when I get some money and move into doing a boutique? Or can I, around the same boutique idea, create something fresh and new that can also give me money and give me an edge above the rest? So, and also innovation, when you're talking about the more serious innovation, coming up with new products. How do we go about that process? GIZ is also working, and other development partners, to support MSMEs. But now let me talk about what GIZ is doing in terms of capacity development. That is really our core of what we do, and that is in the space of MSMEs. So what we've done, we've worked with a few institutions to, first of all, like Kicc, to review their curriculum so that they have a good curriculum that can not only be used by them, but can also be used by other BDS providers across the country. There before, when we were more focusing on the private sector, we also supported a good number of BDS service providers to be able to offer their service as well. When it comes to, again, the issue of BDS, again, upon the request of PS Susan, what you have done is now we are looking into having an accreditation framework that will accredit BDS service providers. If you're saying that MSMEs are really the core of job creations, they create about 80% of jobs in the country, but then ILO is going to tell you about what is the quality of the jobs. And not that MSMEs want to pay little money, they're not making much profit, but how can they make much profit if their business skills are not improved? And that's what you're trying to do, to hone their business skills so they can be able to be more profitable. So in terms of that, PS Susan, like you said, there's the accreditation framework that we're doing. And then above that, together with the other actors in this space, we are looking at how can we have functional business development centers so that these are not programs that are led by development partners, but that Kenyans and the government of Kenya can actually have centers.
Thank you.
Where they can do this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's clap for her. So we have a lot that we can talk about, but I just want to appreciate your renewed commitment. I think we still have pending conversation on the issue of access to finance. I think, Your Excellency, we still need a round table with them. And also access to sustainable markets. We'll be taking that forward. And from our side as government, we have His Excellency the President, who is also going to share the key milestone and what we are going to do looking into the future. And to MSMEs, from where we sit, we want to say the door is open, we are there, let's keep on talking. And let's keep on seeing how we can be able to support your business to grow. Thank you very much. Let's give another round of applause to our panelists. So, munaweza enda. Hivyo tu. Hivyo tu. Asanteni. You know, and Hinga, you and this man of equity, sit together to see how we can bring that interest rates and then we increase the uptake. Asanteni sana.